fun live. Yay! We made it through the week, guys, by the grace of God. And so I owe you guys a song from last week. Okay, I am live. I just want to verify that. So thank you guys for being here and for your generosity towards me and towards the charities that we support. And because we went over $100 last week, thank you. I owe you a song. So I'm going to do an oldie but goodie. You may have heard this one before. Okay, good. And I did this one at Interweave last week. I'm making sure that I'm live. I'm just seeing a spinning. Hold on, let me try this again. Let me refresh my screen. Okay, we are live. I just wanted to make sure that everything was good before we got started here. So anyway, this is a fun song. I've got my Rip It shirt on. We're going to sing about ripping out is hard to do. I know you've heard this before, maybe. I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair here. And I'm going to do it a little bit slower. So this is going to be kind of getting ready for CGOA in New Orleans with the blues and everything. So this is a little on the bluesier side because after all, this is a sad song. Okay, here we go. Please take this yarn away from me. Can't you see me here in misery? This can't be fixed with glue. Ripping out is hard to do. I think I held my yarn too tight, and I didn't do these stitches right. After all, 1002, ripping out is hard to do. They say that ripping out is hard to do. This thing has chains and lots of cables too. Of course, when will this ever end? I'll probably have to rip it out and start with row one again. I beg of you, crochet designer ma'am, forgot my gauge, now this thing fits a big man. I'm starting to feel real blue. Ripping out will have to do. They say that ripping out is hard to do. This thing has chains and cables too. When will this ever end? I'll probably have to rip it out and start with row one again. I beg of you, crochet designer man. We said this before. Forgot my gauge, now this thing fits a big man. I'm starting to feel real blue. Ripping out will have to do. CGOA, come and rescue me. Been sitting here so long and I've got to go pee. Not until the next row's through. Ripping out is hard to do. They say that ripping out is hard to do. This thing has chains and cables too. When will this ever end? I'll probably have to rip it out and start with row one again. I beg of you, don't make this mama cry. If you come near me now, you just might die. One thing I know that's true, ripping out is hard to do. Yeah, ripping out is hard to do. One more time. Ripping out is hard to do. you enjoyed that. I did goof a little bit there. I didn't sing both of the verses of that second time through, but hey, it's just for fun, right? And thanks to you guys, we are able to donate $120 both to Rancho 3M and to the Samaritan's Purse Field Hospital for the Ukraine. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your extreme generosity. Let me go ahead and tilt this a little bit more. There we go. Let me see who's in the chat. I wanted to say hey to everybody. Um, oh wow, we have a lot of folks. Annette from South Carolina. Hey Annette. Let me adjust this down a little bit too. There we go. My cameraman is off for the day. Ha ha ha. If I had one. Little insider's joke there. Brad's mom, hey Linda from the Chicago southwest Chicago suburbs where it is sunny and hot. Well, it is chilly and rainy here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. But I am looking forward to transferring to South Carolina tomorrow, where I know the weather is going to be warmer no matter what Maryland decides to do. So we also have Love to Craft. Hello there. And Donna Cornett and Kelly Hart. So good to see you and all your comments there. I see you. Yeah, I see you have some prayer requests, and we can certainly take a look at those for your friend and your friend's doggy there. And enjoy taking your mom out, my friend. You never know how long you're going to have your mom with you. So enjoy that time together, even if it's delayed. That's quite all right. All right, and it looks like Swati is not going to be able to stay with us today. She has to go to physical therapy on her hand. Swati, I hope you get better, my friend. That's got to be hard. I cannot imagine what I would be able to do without my hands, without both of them functioning fully. Although I did have to deal with that years ago. I think I've told you all about that. Had to have spinal cord surgery. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to use my left hand again. So praise be to God that has been reconciled and healed with the help of a fantastic surgeon. This was many years ago, like I think about 18 years ago now. But I have not forgotten it. I have not forgotten it. I will not forget that man. He was a gift to God, from God to me. Dr. Moskowitz is his name. So if you're in the DC area and you ever need surgery, neurologically speaking, Dr. Moskowitz is the man. All right, let's see. We have Rebecca and from Missouri, and Jacqueline. Hey, Jacqueline, so good to see you in the chat. From sunny Los Angeles. And she said, we're going to have a hot weekend. Well, enjoy it if you can. I'm looking forward to a hot weekend, actually. Wow, okay. So let's see. Who else do we have in this? We have Sheila from Brooklyn, New York. Hey, Sheila. And let's see. Rebecca Weathered. She says it's mostly cloudy in northwest Missouri and 65 degrees. We have Judy from Lindstrom, Minnesota. Beautiful weather today. Wow. I've never been to Minnesota. I need to get that checked off my list at some point. So let's see. We have Michelle from a chilly and very windy Helena, Montana. I haven't been to Montana either. Wow. I know it's beautiful out there. Whenever I've been out west, I've just loved it. Maybe I was just misplaced. Maybe I'm a Westerner that's just living in the East. Who knows? Becky, so good to see you, sweetheart. My daughter Becky is joining us in between jobs. Yay. And we have Sheila and Tammy H, Alana from Tennessee, and Sandra and Roxanne. Crochet Me Pink. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Crochet Me Pink. If you can hit the thumbs up button, that just tells people that you like the content, and it may actually tell the bots to, let more people know about how wonderful crochet is. So if you can do that, that'd be great. And if you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. And you're not going to get a super spamming you or anything. It's just that when you go to your YouTube channel, if you're commenting, you have a channel. If you don't know if you can't comment into the live feed, it's because you need to set up a YouTube channel, just so they know who you are. It kind of helps a little bit with accountability, especially when you're commenting live. So if you haven't done that already, please set that up. And if you could subscribe to my channel, that would just really, benefit me in a small way. But I would be very thankful. I'm looking at my statistics, and like 70% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribers. I'm like, come on, guys, subscribe. It's not painful or anything. But again, if you don't want to, that's your business. That's fine. It's just nice to know. Anyway, I just love keeping up with certain YouTubers, and when they upload new content. I mean, this is on many different subjects, not just crochet. But it's always fun to see their new content. I feel like I have friends. I have friends in Australia, and um, my friend Steph, who flies an airplane all over Australia. So I feel like we really, it's just a lot of fun. But anyway, I think I went on and on too much about that. We have, but thank you, Crochet Me Pink, for the reminder. I always forget that. So we have Donna from sunny Ohio, and Cynthia from Valdosta, Georgia. I know where Valdosta is. I've been there. And I'll say Linda Smith says, good morning from hot and muggy Wisconsin. Wow. And Phyllis from Tennessee, first time here. Phyllis, welcome. So glad that you did into your account there and commented. Everybody's welcome here, just to let everybody know. And it's a really good group, and we do have monitors. My daughter Becky and my daughter Hannah. Um, when Becky is able to, she helps, but Hannah is my weekly person there. She just helps to monitor the chat, just to make sure that everybody is behaving a little bit. Um, we haven't had trouble with that in a long time, which is a blessing. But early on, we did have well, I won't get into that, but we were able to just politely show them the door, and so that we can just keep this a safe place for us. Um, we have Marcia. Hey, Marcia, so glad to have you there with us, and Linda Smith, and let's see, Jan. She says, take your show on the road. uh, that would be fun, Jan. Actually, I did back in what are we in May now? So was it April? May? I don't know what day it is, guys. It was in April. We did a 30-minute show, sort of a presentation of doing parody songs and crochet stories, which were it's just kind of fun to just try to lighten up the atmosphere a little bit at the Interweave Conference. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much of that at CGOA, but don't be surprised if there's a roaming band of a couple, 2 or 3 crocheters, um, stirring things up a bit with some songs and some fun stuff. So I haven't really talked to my friend Jennifer Ryan with Celtic Knot Crochet, but we've been in cahoots together in the past for some programming. So I don't think there's going to be anything official on a schedule, but if somebody roams through the lobby interrupting your crochet stitch count, it could be us. So we'll see. I really, the guitar is coming with me. I'm definitely bringing a guitar for the classroom instruction. That's just our every hour on the hour. We stand up, take a break, get the blood circulating, so nobody gets a blood clot in my class, and do a little fun song. So just something, a little added bonus if you are able to sign up for any of the classes. Hannah, thanks for being with us there for us, sweetheart. And let's see, we have Judy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is an old song that we put together many years ago, and we're just milking it for all that it's worth. Hey, Lynn, good to see you in the chat. You're always so positive. I appreciate that. And Joni says, "Ripping is my middle name." Did you see my shirt? My son Hudson designed for me. It just says "Rip It," and I'm doing my Bonnie Bay crochet thing. This is one of the shirts. I don't really draw attention to this very much, but I'm really proud of this one. I was really glad my son could do this for me. But I do have several others in my Teespring store, and if you're ever looking for like fun outside summer crochet shirts, I've got some in my Teespring store. Just look at the bottom below the video, you'll see the little store thing there. So just be careful when you order the sizing. You might have to order on the larger side of shirts, because you know how t-shirts are. So, and if you're ordering a woman's shirt, just know that you're probably going to need to order a little bit larger. But if you order just a generic, regular old t-shirt, just go with whatever size you normally wear. But anyway, that it's always fun to come up with a fun little saying. Although this is probably not the most fun, but it also describes my life too, to let you know that, Joni, when you're designing, you're not going by a preset book or numbers, and if it isn't right, it's rip, rip, rip. I do it probably as much as anybody. We have Anne Sullivan from the UK. Hey, Anne. And Sheila, she said that song Breaking Up was originally by Neil Sedaka. That's right, who grew up near me in Brooklyn, New York. I met some of his family. That is super cool, Sheila, that you even know who sang this. Yeah, I remember he came out with two versions, a fast version, and then he came out with a really slow version. But when you think about it, ripping out or breaking up or whatever, and some ladies in our church many years ago. This is hilarious. They changed the words to it, and they changed it to potty training's hard to do. And it was an absolute roar to hear them sing that, kind of dancing on the stage with some little portable children's potties. And one of the lines I remember, because I was in that season of life, and she says, one of the lines was, potty training's hard to do. My son's turning 5. I know that it's true. He'll probably have to go from wearing Huggies pull-ups to Depends, was another line in this song. Um, was an amazingly clever lyrics. But anyway, that song, you can do so much with it. It's kind of scary. But I remember hearing that on the radio, both versions as a kid. That is just so cool, Sheila, that you knew the family and everything. Um, Thanks, Jane Scott, for your encouragement there, and Cindy, and yeah, everybody's saying hey to Becky. Long time no see, girl. And we have Mimi. She says ripping out is hard to do. Oh yeah, and if you have chains, and if you have fuzzy yarn, those chains are the worst. If you know what I'm saying, these things will stick to each other, and you almost have to break the yarn, which is like a horrible thing to do. But anyway, so we have Wanda. Hey Wanda, it's good to see you, my friend. And let's see, Stacy Richards and Joni says, let's start over and over again. Yeah. um, I just lost a, but hold on a second, guys. I just got a lot of added comments. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. Good grief. I see Red Hooked in the chat from sunny Ohio, and Roxanne from Mauritius. Wow, you guys are from far away. That's amazing. And Harriet Cutter's always good to see your name in there, my friend. And Jan says they've had 90 to 90-degree weather this week in Illinois. Oh my goodness. Wow. We have not. It's been like staying on the chilly side here. I think it did get up to in the 70s a couple days this week, and I absolutely loved it. It's just a little chilly right now with some, I think, another front moving through, but anyway. Um, oh wow, Phyllis says she's formerly from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Hey Phyllis, so glad you could join us. You know where I am then. You know all about this place. If you haven't been in like 10 years or so, though, you may not recognize it. There's so much building and stuff going on. It's kind of nuts. Um, oh, thank you, Kelly. She said this song didn't have to be perfect. Well, good, because it was not. Totally left out an entire line, but anyway. And we have Grace from New Northwest Washington State. Wow. And oh, thank you, Crochet Me Pink. She's just reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up, please. And we have, is it Utami? I'm not even going to try the last name, from Indonesia, from, is it French Indonesia? Wow, welcome. Wow, that's just amazing. And thank you, Sandra. Um, and Lashira, we have Lashira in the chat, and Lee from Sonora. And Brenda Mack, she's like, yep, ripping out is hard to do. And Wanda from Bahama, North Carolina, she's babysitting her grandson. What a blessing, Wanda. What a blessing that you are a grandmother. Um, okay, I think I finally found where I left off. And okay, now I'm finding my way back. And Wow, Becky's saying it's hotter in Illinois than it is in Georgia right now. Boy, that's unusual, but you know that's not going to stay, Becky. You know it's going to get warm again down there, and it's probably get a little chilly up where Jan is. But anyway, and we have let's see. Jan says that they just skipped spring and jumped into summer. It's kind of funny. I've been waiting for it to warm up so that I could wash my car because the car is just like has this yellow film all over it, and it finally warmed up enough to wash. But then I'm looking at the weather report. Oh wow, it's supposed to rain today, and I'm going to be driving in thunderstorms tomorrow, going down south on I-95, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm not going to bother washing the car until I can get it to South Carolina and yeah, get all the yellow off of it before it gets coated again. But such is life without a garage. But that's okay. We are so blessed, regardless of not having the garage. Uh, um, we have Tina from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and let's see, wannabe crocheter or knitter says, sorry, I haven't been here to the live much lately. I'm still taking care of my mom. Her health is in decline, and we're going to be in hospice soon. Prayers are welcome. Oh my goodness, wannabe crocheter or knitter. I do understand what you're going through. That it has got to be difficult. I know it is, and certainly I will try to remember. I will have to write that down and try to remember to pray for you. I'm praying for you now as we speak. Um, we have Sandra from Connecticut and have a Gojo. Is that right? If I'm saying that right, that's a creative name. Says my first live chat with you. Lived in Dunum, Argyle. I'm not sure where that is. Bit overcast. I'll have to look that up when it's sunny and beautiful. We have Rovilla. Hey, Rovilla. And Trena from North Carolina, from Hidden Right, North Carolina. Wow, I wonder where that is. Because I'll be traveling through North Carolina tomorrow, but I don't remember ever seeing that name. You guys must be a bit on the west side, towards the west, I'm guessing. Um, it's just not a name I see on the I-95 route. But anyway, that's great. Another Carolina person. And let's see. Yeah, Crochet Me Pink says, I have set my clock, have my clock set for Friday now. I won't forget now. I was on time today. Yay! And yeah. And Wanda wants to make sure my girls are well. Thanks for checking on them, Wanda. They are a blessing to me. It's been a little challenging for all of us. I would think the girls would agree. Um, but God is faithful and He is providing in the midst of the difficulty. So we are good. Um, oh, thank you, Sandra, for your kind words there. Archer Nace is in the chat. She says, in a meeting, but I'm watching. Yay. And thank you, Elaine, for your sweet words there. Appreciate that. I do try. We haven't reached perfection yet, and we never will. Just to let you all know, but I try to make good on that. Archer, and he says, "I missed a song. Maybe you can always back it up." Um, oh, thank you, Donna. She says she loves the vest behind me. Actually, this is the shirt behind me. It's a summer top, and this is already on the channel. This is, I think, Bonnie Summer cable top or something like that. If you look in the playlist of my channel, and I need to let you know, I have a brand new video that I released yesterday afternoon. It's kind of a way to navigate, or how it tells you how to find a particular video you may be looking for, or let's say you want to come to my channel, or really any crochet channel for that matter. I don't know how they all set up their playlists, so I'll just say on my channel, if you're looking for a crochet hat, you go to the playlist and the video will show you where these things are, and you can see my playlist of just crochet hats and headbands, and you can see what's available on my channel, and you can click on it. And of course, any pattern information you're looking for should be in the video description in that video. So and also in that video I talk about different ways of searching if you know the name, or you just say looking for a hat and it has popcorn in it. So I show you where that little spyglass is, and you can type in popcorn heart hat. Or if you want to say you're looking for a poncho, you can just type in poncho in that little search spyglass thing. Or you can go to the playlist that says ponchos, stoles, and shawls, and you can click on that, and it will show you the entire list of things in that playlist that you might like, you might not, and that's okay. But that way you can peruse the channel a lot more efficiently instead of having to scroll through about 800. I do have over 800 videos here now. Oh, thank you. Archer, is it Archer Nace? Who's Archer Nace? Thank you so much. So you just started us on our journey towards our next donation. Let me go ahead and write this down. Okay. $10. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so what Archer Nace just did there, for those of you who are new, is it's something called Super Chat. I do not solicit, you don't have to do this. I don't ask for this, but if you want to donate, that goes towards my channel. But what I've decided to do with the Super Chat is we have two charities. One is Rancho 3M, which is the one that we are donated last week's money towards. And I alternate between that and it's coming to me, the hospital for the hospital. I have two S words. Okay, the hospital for children, Shriners. Like, I have two S words in my head at the same time and are getting confused. So the Shriners Hospital for Children, and so the $10 we will donate that towards the hospital for children. Since the last time we just last week donated towards Rancho 3M, which is an orphanage and a Christian school in Guadalupe, Mexico, which is one of the poorest places I have ever seen in my entire life. It's a fantastic work that's going on there. It's been going on there for decades, and we know the family that runs it, so it's a really great place. And also during this crisis that we're experiencing in the Ukraine, I'm matching dollar per dollar, so that whatever is donated, I'm matching it 100%, and the same amount will be going towards the Samaritans field hospital for the Ukraine to help the people there. So thank you, Sheila. Oh my goodness, thank you. You guys are just so generous. So now we're up to $20. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. You're helping me to be more generous too with my money, and I need that. I need to be spurred on, a bit more. So anyway, so just to let you know again, and if you've ever wondered, if you've ever watched my videos, this is getting back to that new video that was released yesterday. And if you've ever thought to yourself, my golly, I wish she would just slow down. She crochets too fast for me. And I've seen many comments like that. And a lot of people, I think, don't realize it. I didn't know until my teenagers at the time told me, Mom, you can slow it down. Let me show you. And so they showed me. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody else knows, this is how you do it. And the video will teach you how you can slow down or speed up any video on the YouTube platform, not just my channel, any of the millions of videos that are on this platform. So it's definitely worth a 10-minute look, I think. So go ahead and give it a look, so that you know how to control your content better. And like I said, if you get bored, if I'm going too slow, you can speed it up and get really entertained. It can be kind of fun. We used to do that as kids. Remember, we used to have these little cassette tapes. I know my kids, Hannah knows what I'm talking about, because she used to like to kind of just touch the fast forward a little bit and listen to it, and it just sounds like the chipmunks are singing your song. Well, you can have fun with that on YouTube. You can do it to any video you want. So now you have the power. All right. Let's see. Oh goodness. I don't know why my nose is itchy today. Let's keep it going. We have Deborah from Anchorage, Alaska. Oh my goodness, Deborah. My daughter Becky absolutely loved visiting your state. I haven't been able to go to Alaska yet, but she's loved it. Okay, we have Dina from Denmark. Hey Dina, so good to have you with us. And yeah, Becky's sharing with Lynn. She's just in between jobs and getting on my next movie gig. Yay! She found out she has a job today, so we're really excited for my girl. So we have Jan. Oh, and also, well, I'll share our news later. Later, I have other really good news, but I'll just wait till next week until it's official. Um, let's see, we have Sandra from the UK. Hey, and yeah, Becky's um, telling Deborah just she wants to go back to Alaska so much. Hey, Lashira, it's good to see you in the chat. And Rovilla says, I sent a picture of the Tree of Life Afghan I did to Instagram. Did you see it? Rovilla, I don't I don't usually search hashtags that often. So if you can send it to me directly, you can send it to me at bonniebay@me.com. I would really appreciate it. I would love to see it. And if I have your permission to share that, I would love to be able to share that. Largely just to inspire other people. Yeah, I oftentimes when I share posts, it's never my work. It's always somebody else's crocheting. And I do that on purpose so that other people can see that these are achievable. They're not just something that you see that you put in a museum or something that you make one and nobody else can make another. No, these are very step by step, um, very much achievable projects. And that's what I want to convey to everybody, really, not to be afraid of these stitches, but to just dive in and, do what you can. Make mistakes, have fun, and learn something new. Um, Thank you, Sandra. She says, "Love music. Music is my life with crochet." That's basically my resume. That's my life too, Sandra. Started out studying lots and lots of music. Starving musician all the way. A starving artist. This continues, but I say that jokingly. With music, it was really starving, but crochet not so much because of you guys and your support. It's just been a big blessing for me. Oh, we have Marlene from Indiana in the chat. And oh, thank you for your encouragement, Jan. And is it Marlene Miller from Indiana? And let's see, I think I'm repeating myself there. Well, let me go ahead and tell you some more. Let me just show you some things, okay? I've been talking too much. I wanted to show you some things. It's not related to crochet exactly, but I was able to meet a couple of other crafting artists. This past Saturday, I was at a book signing. I had some of my books at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. It was in an absolute downpour, and it was cold, and it was windy. But when I drove in, it was amazing. I got there at 8:30. The gates about 8:20. The gates open at 8:30, and most things are up and running by 9. 8:20 in the morning. The parking lot, Becky, you've been there before, was more than half full. And it's a big field, and they're parking the cars efficiently together, not all spread out. And I looked, and it's raining, and I'm looking in the distance, and there's just a line of people, hundreds and hundreds of people with umbrellas and raincoats, and pulling their little some of them have these little bags on wheels. They were pulling behind them, kind of like these old grocery cart things, but with canvas. And so anyway, the rain does not stop you people. It didn't stop me either. Although if I didn't have to be there, I probably would have waited till the afternoon. But these people hadn't been able to go to this festival, which is huge. Where there were around 300 vendors there, plus sheep and it's like a county fair almost for sheep only. It was pretty amazing. It always is. But anyway, so I got to meet other authors. I got to meet this lady, Catherine Redford. She's from the UK, in case any of you people from the UK may be familiar with her works. I got a book, and Becky, I got it autographed for Aunt Cindy. So I may just give this to her early. But it's just a beautiful book on quilting. She's like an expert quilter. I could show you some of the pictures, but it's mostly directions and diagrams, quite a beautiful book. And this was published by my old publisher, Interweave. And let's see, let me show you what else I got. I didn't have to get either one of these, but I wanted to support them. And then I saw this. This is a beautiful book. You're going to love this one, Becky. This is really a children's book, and it's beautifully illustrated. And it's the story of how mice help to spin yarn. I mean, it's just a silly little story, but but the art and the story is endearing. Whoops, there goes my papers. So, but the artwork, the illustration is beautiful, and let me see. I can't put that back in there. And this is written by Tom Kinsley, illustrated by Megan Lloyd. I'll go ahead and let you look at that. Should you want to look that up, I believe it is from Amazon. This was published by Stackpole Books, and the age range is 4 to 8. And here's a picture of the author. I was able to meet him and his family. They were all very nice people. And they have other books like this. There are at least, I think, 2 or 3 children's books that are illustrated. You know, I thought about doing something like that too. It'd be really cool to, have a book that is geared, focused on crochet. So if any of you all are extra creative and want to do something like that, I just think it'd be really neat to have books like this in the hands of small children to help cast an early vision, for what they can do. But honestly, if you just crochet around them, that's probably even better, just to get their interest from an early age. That's how I got hooked, quite literally. Just seeing what this looks like, and seeing my friend, my neighbor's mom, just create fabric out of string was just incredible. I couldn't wait to learn. Okay, let me tell you about something else, and then I have some more goodies to show you. Wanted to talk a little bit about the CGOA classes are happening this July 20th through the 23rd. Registration is open, and it's going to be in New Orleans at the New Orleans Marriott Warehouse District. And I'm teaching 4 classes there. I'm teaching 2 6-hour classes. One is how to design your own texturized poncho or stole. And you will actually design something you can put your name on and say, this is designed by me. And if you wanted to write it up once you go home and complete it, and put it up in your online pattern store, you can do that, because this is going to be something that you design. But I'm going to try to help in every way I have. I think a really fun class to teach, and it's limiting this to paneled ponchos, where you take 2 rectangles and you put them together in such a way as to form a poncho, and it fits a variety of sizes. So it's kind of like literally a one size fits all, or one size fits most kind of an item. So the sizing is not as crucial as it would be for, let's say, designing a sweater or a top. The other 6-hour class is how to crochet the Aran sampler scarf. And in this class, you're going to learn about 8 or 9 different stitches. So if you are at least a confident beginner and you want to add to your toolbox of stitches, this would be a really fun class. If you guys have been doing my patterns for a long time and you're doing these cables and stuff, you probably have the tools already. But this is a really good class, I think, especially for someone who wants to grow their skill set. I'm also going to be teaching turning easy crochet fabric into your favorite scarf or shawl. This is going to be a condensed 3-hour version. So that is going to be another design centric class. So you're going to be learning you're not going to be learning so much stitches as much getting into my head a little bit, and how I design, how I come up with designs, and just encouraging you how you can do this too and make the decisions to do that. And then I'm teaching another 3-hour class called I Love Crochet Cables. It's another one of these classes. It's the cables in it are not the same as in the Aran sampler scarf. It will be fewer fewer stitches in this class, but they're more cable centric and not as much texture centric, which the Aran sampler scarf has both some cabling but more textures that you're learning there. So we have no short supply of different stitches that can be learned, that's for sure. And if you're not able to join me in July in New Orleans, please consider joining me in August. This would be August 25th through the 27th at the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. This is going to be at the Doubletree by Hilton in Green Tree, Pennsylvania. So it's not in the heart of Pittsburgh. It's kind of just, kind of outside in the suburbs in Green Tree. I'm told it's very easy to get there, lots of parking, it's accessible. So if you're afraid of, oh, I can't find parking in Pittsburgh, well, it's going to be just outside of Pittsburgh. So there should be plenty of parking. It's going to be a parking lot, like at a hotel. And the three classes I'm going to be teaching there are I Love Crochet Cables, like the one I'm doing in New Orleans. And there's going to be a new class, a brand new class called Fun Crochet Fabric for Beginners. This is, again, you need to know the basic stitches, but you can learn either 5 to 6 other new fabrics that you can work with these basic crochet stitches. And I'm going to be teaching the Big and Bold Cables class. That's the same class that I taught when in Colorado. So lots and lots of class opportunities. These are going to be in-person classes. So really looking forward to that. I had a blast at these in-person classes in Colorado and really looking forward to New Orleans and to Pittsburgh. So let me get back. I do have some more goodies to show you concerning the video coming on Monday, but I'm going to go ahead and see if there's anybody else I need to say hello to. Yeah, Michelle M in the chat. Oh, and Annette says she loves doing cables. Yay, you're my friend, Annette. Jan says, I'll have to plan for next year's CGOA conference. Yeah, Jan, I'm not sure where next year's is going to be. I could tell you what I think it's going to be, but I could be wrong. So I'm just going to wait until they come out and tell us. They will tell us in New Orleans where next year's will be. But yeah, I would love to meet you. That would be so cool to go there. And Sheila says, she is going to Pittsburgh. Yay. Registered for the Big and Bold Cables class. Yay. Thank you for doing that, Sheila. I have not been able to check the registration. I have no idea what it's like. But I will say at both locations, the seats are limited. So I think it's capped at about 20 students. There was plenty of room in Colorado, but as things open up and people become more comfortable coming to these, I'm thinking it may start to fill in. So if you're thinking about doing this, you might want to go online and, reserve your seat. If not just for my class, but there are 9 other teachers at Crochet Guild, including my friend Jennifer Ryan. So if you ever wanted to learn how to do the Celtic knot crochet that she does, it's pretty amazing. And we're just really good friends. But there are other teachers there as well. So check them out. See what might interest you. And Grace says, wish you were coming to the West Coast. I do too, Grace. If you know of anybody that wants me there, let me know. I'll be glad to give it a try. I know the only place out there, I think Stitches West is often in San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. But they usually have quite a litany of, not old timey, people who've been doing this for many, many more years than I have. And I know a lot of them usually get priority pick and everything. And I honestly just haven't even applied for that, but I might have to try to consider that for next year. I believe they're having one in the fall. It's just that I have other travel plans this fall. So I didn't apply, but I might have to try next year. I would love to meet you guys out in California. I've only been there really one time and had a great time. We stayed in Anaheim. My husband was on a business trip, and we are only 2 blocks away from Disneyland. So Hannah and I just had to go and had a blast. It was so much fun. All right, let's see who else we have here. Uh, Crochet Me Pink says, I wish they had a crochet yarn knitting conference here in Wisconsin. Hershey's is here too. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, if you guys seriously, if you hear of a conference in your area, I don't get information from everything that's happening out there. I do try to keep abreast of the big things that are happening in my little world. But if there's something in your area, and email me, because sometimes I can travel if it's some place where I don't have to stay in a hotel overnight, and I can drive there, in an hour, 2, 3 hours. I mean, or well, maybe 3 hours would be pushing it, but 2 hours or less. If I can, drive there, it might be more economically feasible for me to go. But if I have to, pay for a flight, hotel, rental car, I really need the festival to kind of help a little bit with that, if you understand. Otherwise, I just pay thousands of dollars to teach, and it's not in my budget to do that at in this time in my life. But these conferences, let me say too that when you do pay for a lot of these classes, that the money doesn't just go straight to the teachers' pockets. We are paid on an hourly basis, not on of how full we pack the classes. It doesn't work that way. But a lot of times, a lot of the money that is paid for these classes goes to help these festivals pay for their overall costs. Most of these things are nonprofit. Um, which means they're not in it to make money, but they do have expenses to pay. They have to pay the hotel for using the rooms, and there are just a lot of hidden expenses that you just wouldn't imagine. Just like life, just a lot of expenses that are anyway. I'm going on and on about that, but anyway, just to let you know that oftentimes that goes to support the organization that is hosting the event, which does benefit everybody. So that's kind of the way that is. See, Jan says she's 14 hours from South Carolina. How far are you from Chicago? I'd have to look at that, Jan. I know that would be quite a drive for me, even from Maryland. I don't know if that's addressed to me or not, but that would be a hefty drive. Because Indiana is on the other side of Ohio, and I know Columbus, Ohio is about 6 hours. Cincinnati, we're like 9. So yeah, it's a lot of driving. It's at least one day sitting in a car driving. Oh, oh wow. Looking at this conversation between Brat's mom and Sandra. Um, Brat's mom says, my mother gave away one of my favorite books as a child. My friend gave me one for Christmas. She said, I burst into tears when I opened it, and she saw it was the best reaction to gift she ever saw. Oh, how sweet of your friend to think of you that way, Linda. That is so sweet. Um, oh, wow. Crochet Me's Pink, they're talking about things are kind of tough there. It sounds like she's on disability. Yeah, but you know what, Crochet Me Pink, what's really cool though about what a lot of these organizations are doing, I think Stitches events, CGOA, and Interweave. Although I'm not as familiar with the interactive classes on Interweave, but if you are not able to travel to the CGOA conference, whether it be because of the situation with COVID, just inability to resist, you can't get sick, or just financially, if it's just too burdensome, you I would still encourage you to join Crochet Guild of America, CGOA, and this is why you can sign up and get a discount for classes online using Zoom, so that you're still interacting with the teacher. It is not the same as being there, but it's a lot better than watching a video where you can't get your questions answered like that. Because when you are on Zoom, you can hold up your piece, and you can ask questions and say, slow down, can you do that again, teach, it's a lot of people enjoy that. I mean, I taught for 2 years over Zoom. It's not my preference. I'd rather be in person. Um, but I remember teaching a whole group of ladies how to knit for the first time. And it was the first time I ever taught anybody how to knit, and it was over Zoom, and people got it. I mean, so you can learn a ton of stuff just sitting at home. Um, so I don't mean to stress anybody out about, oh, you have to come, you have to come. You don't. I mean, you can look at the offerings online, and there are a lot of really good offerings on the CGOA site. So definitely check that out. Tell them Bonnie sent you. um, but anyway, let's see. Ah, Jan says she's about 5 hours from Cincinnati. Okay, so if you're 5 hours west of Cincinnati, so that means we would be about 14 hours away from Maryland. um, yeah, that's a long time in a car. I used to drive that all the way down to my parents in Hialeah, Florida. Uh, it was a long drive. Actually, it was more like 20 hours from Maryland, but we used to break it up into 2 days with 5 kids in tow. I used to do it all sorts of, we did it all sorts of ways, but anyway. Um, oh wow, Phyllis says she used to teach at Michael's in Rockville. Wow, I know where that is. I remember when they built that store, Phyllis, because it that was after they changed Congressional Plaza. We used to actually live behind Congressional Plaza in the Rollins Park Apartments many years ago. In case you remember that. But we were transitioning to our townhouse about the time that they were reconstructing Congressional, and then they built the Michaels and all that, the PetSmart and all that, back just a couple blocks from there. So yeah, wow, we're practically neighbors. That is so cool. Jay Stephanie is in Vegas. Wow. And Michelle's laughing. She says, I'm 12 plus hours from any major city, Seattle, Salt Lake, Denver, or Minneapolis, depending on which direction. So you're 12 hours from everywhere. That reminds me of an old, what was it? It was an old movie. Becky would know the name of the movie. It's the one with, okay, anyway, it's an old movie. But anyway. I think they were said, they were 4 hours from everywhere, but you're 12 hours from everywhere. That's significant. And Lynn wants to know, how far am I away from Virginia Beach? Uh, uh, Probably 3 hours, maybe 3, 4 hours. It depends on how far west you have to go towards Virginia Beach, because once you go down 95, I think you have to go west. Is that right? Is that where you are, Lynn? Um, I thought you were in Chicago. But anyway, that's it, Becky. Yeah. Oh, brother, where art thou? Yeah, 2 weeks from everywhere. That's it. That's the quote. Yeah, I'm 2 weeks from everywhere, including the mail. All right. Well, it is getting late. Let me make sure I got. Oh, I didn't show you my goodie box. Okay, this is what's coming Monday. I have a video. It's an honest video on the universal yarns. And let me just say, they're not paying me to say anything good or bad one way or the other. They just asked me, I actually asked them for this yarn because I absolutely fell in love with this. I made 2 tops that have not been released yet, but they will be. This is with the bamboo pop sock yarn. They have this in solid colors and these beautiful variegated colors. I picked some up at the Knit and Pearl in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach. And I just like, this is the cat's meow. This is what I've been looking for years for my shirts, for my crochet tops. And so I contacted them for yarn samples. I mean, for yarn support for designer yarn support, and they were incredibly responsive. Oh yeah, let us know what you want, no questions asked. Then they said, will you be willing to evaluate some yarns for us? And I'm like, sure. And then they sent me this absolutely beautiful box, and let me get the absolutely beautiful box open. And so in the video, I'm going to go into detail about many of these yarns. Lot of yarns, and I've already crocheted up, I'll show this to you in the video, crocheted up a bunch of swatches. I swatched with every single yarn in here, and I found some really nice new friends. This Uptown worsted weight yarn, be on the lookout in the future, probably this fall, for something with that. And Becky, I was talking to you about a yarn for your possible project. And this is what I want you to look up on your, when you are done here. It's called Universal Yarn Cotton Supreme Waves. And look at the colors in this. And yes, it's enough to go across the row once or twice with each of these. So this is like, just, and it's really nice. And let me get my glasses so I can read the label. It's really, really soft. And this particular one is made up of, it's 100% cotton, and it feels incredible. It's very different from this kind of cotton. This is more the industrial dishcloth, the dishy kind of cotton, which, you know, it's somewhat soft, but you know, it's rugged. But it has its purpose, and I enjoy that. This is not rugged. This is nice and soft and has a silky feel to it. This is not the kind of yarn, this is not the kind of cotton that will hurt your hands at all. And let me show you. I did a little bit of swatching with it, and this is about how much you can get with one color. But look at the, see the drape of this? I mean, this would make a really nice item that we were talking about. So definitely check that out on Monday. And I have many different weights, everything from super thick to very thin and fuzzy. So I do evaluate each of these, like I said, honestly. And look, they even included a handwritten note. I mean, who does that anymore? I mean, I try to do that when I ship out my books and everything. I try to do that and slip it into the book. But it's just a sign. The reason I even show you that is it's a sign of a company that cares. And my interactions so far have been so good, and coming on the heels of interactions with another company that were not so good, that will remain nameless, but they're just going the extra mile. And that is really important to me because, and let me let you know this, that whenever I interact with these companies, and if they're not treating me that great as a designer, I know that, or this is my assumption, is that they're probably not going to be as on top of things to treat you well either. So if they're not valuing the people who are bringing them work and sales for yarn, I mean, how are they going to treat my friends, my yarn friends? And you guys are my yarn friends. So just to let you know, I have decided to not work with an unnamed company simply because they were not treating me that nice. And or at least not the way I thought they should. And then on the heels of that, Universal Yarn reaches out to me, and gladly, they were just responding to my request for you know, for designer yarn. So anyway, I'm just take a look at that video on Monday. Again, nobody's paying me to say this. This is my own opinion, and if I ever steer you in a direction and you're not happy with the yarn, or you have a bad interaction with the company, you let me know, okay? And I will talk with them. I've even tried to help people resolve things. I remember years ago, somebody got a batch of yarn, excuse me, that was from a popular yarn company that, well, I'll just go ahead and say it because they did it right back then. This is when it was when Red Heart was based in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're based with Yarnspirations now, so I'm not as familiar with the way things are now with them. But when they were in the U.S. in Charlotte, North Carolina, there was some yarn that when they processed it, something was just not that great about it, and somebody was just not somebody responded to me and said, I got this yarn you recommended, but it I don't like it. It's just something's wrong with it. It's just not working for me. And so I recommended, I said, well, where did you order it from them? Yes, I ordered it from Red Heart. I said, well, why don't you contact them and tell them your problem? Because I know they will make it right. And they did. And the customer was thrilled. So sometimes you just have to, if you're not happy with something, before you tell all your friends, go back to the source, go back to the original source and give them a chance to make it right. And you might actually, have more respect for them. And because of, Red Heart's generosity, they've always, when they were in the US, they were very generous to me. Um, I just haven't done a lot with Red Heart because I'm exploring other avenues, other types of yarn more recently. But anyway, well, let me go ahead and take a look at my, I never checked. Okay. I was looking for questions in case Becky or Hannah sent me any, but I don't think I see any. Um, okay, Crochet Me Pink says, I ordered comfy cotton from Lion Brands, 5 for $10. Never used it before, but hoping to make loose tops to spruce up a tank top. That's why I'm on the extra P&B month, peanut butter and jelly for the month. Okay. Yeah, Lion Brand's been very good to me too. Just to let you know, they whenever I request anything from them, it's in the mail to me. I mean, they're like, sure, but and I don't request yarn from companies just for the fun of getting yarn. I do it when I have a specific design that's in mind, and I know that this is the yarn that I'm going to use, and I'm committed to it. But Lion Brand's been very good as well. Um, and Crochet Me Pink says, yes, customer service is important. I It's very important to me because the human experience is very important, especially now. And if people aren't going to treat me well, I know they're not going to treat you well. So, I'm just to let you know, I'm vetting these companies. If I don't like them, I have no problem just saying, see ya. And that's exactly what I did recently. So, anyway, uh, so have a go. Joe wants to know. Says hope you make it over to Bonnie, Scotland. Wow, yeah, that'd be great to go to Scotland. My sister went to Scotland. That was her dream location. She finally got to go there many years ago. Um, yeah, thanks for joining us, Nan. Yes, I am going on and on. Um, And Sandra wants to know, have you worked with fingering weight yarn? Absolutely. I have a lot of designs out there, particularly scarves, using fingering weight yarn, and the tops that I'll be coming out with soon is a fingering weight. This is a fingering weight cotton bamboo PBT blend. The PBT being kind of like spandex, gives it elasticity. So yeah, I love fingering weight yarn. It makes many things possible with crochet. All right, I think I covered everything that I intended today. Um, let's see. Sandra Elizabeth Ross says, trying to make a sweater. LOL. Okay, knitting two together with fingering weight. Wow, you're brave. Knitting with fingering weight. Wow. I have not done that yet. I don't know that I'm going to. I like crocheting with it though. Yes, definitely find stuff there. Um, yeah, good luck, Stephanie, on finding items made with specific yarns like that. Yeah, you may be able to find designs on their site, but I will not be using that anytime soon either. So yeah. Um, all right, well, let me go ahead and I need to finish up. I need to let my girls go. But I wanted to read just a little bit, you know, um, just to encourage you guys. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I read this morning, and I thought this was on my mind, on my heart. So I just looked it up and was blessed. This comes from the good book, from the Bible, Psalm 30, which is written by King David. And he wrote this song at the dedication of the temple. I'm just going to read a portion of this song. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have drawn me up and have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you have healed me. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You restored me to life from among those who go down to the pit. Sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. This is my favorite part. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. So I hope that blesses you. Again, that's Psalm 30, verses 1 through 5. And I will look forward to visiting with you all next year. Next year. Try this again. Next week, from South Carolina. So until then, you guys have a wonderful week. God bless. Bye-bye.